Hello and welcome to If My Heart Had Wings with Yephyrros.
I
And me. And yeah. Go.
Well, as for the other one, I thought if Katori was going to go to school, she might have found it difficult at lunchtime, so I was worried about her and brought her another lunchbox. That's why I was chasing her! If she didn't eat it, I thought that I might eat them both myself, but she ran away before I could ask her. Click.
でもいいのか君のお弁当全部食べてしまって
I felt like you'd eat the whole lunchbox if I said no, though. I asked Amane, although she already eaten most of it before asking. Nailed it! I've already eaten my one. I was hungry during the morning recess, so I had lunch early. I relieved to hear my answer. Amane continues to enjoy the cold Neapolitan pasta.
おいしいなちゃんとしたご飯を食べるのは久しぶりだ
Didn't you have anything to eat after I saw you yesterday? I only gave her one piece of bread. She stopped moving her chopsticks and took a good look at my face. She wanted to eat that face.
昨日パンをくれた人か
You've only just realized? That was my favorite piece of melon bread.
昨日は集中していたからな
She really is weird.
そうか君は二度も私を救ってくれたのか
I just want to point out that he's really mean about this. Like, she's weird. She's really weird. Bleh. Is she poor? She looked at me with eyes and sparkled like a little kid's. If she were a dog, her tail would definitely be wagging like crazy.
君からパンをもらったのが約20時間前でそれ以前に遡るなら最後に食事をとったのはおよそ70時間前になる
Okay then.
I counted on my fingers. If there are 24 hours in a day, that's 3 days ago.
Da 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 da.
太陽系の豚骨ラーメン全部のせを食べたスープが濃厚で美味しかった
She recalls this and her face looks about to start drooling. Why don't you eat? Are you on a diet? Ncjedi, you can relate. What?
考え事をしていると他のことをよく忘れるんだ私はバカだからな
Amane replied with pride. I preferred if she didn't compare it to when people forget things because they're hungry.
ここでグライダーを作っているんですかああ
Are you doing that here?
ソアリング
That
部の
explains the
テ
glider
スト
here.
兼ガレージだわ
Soaring Club. I was not familiar with that name. What's soaring? Flying.
Is it actually soaring like the English word soaring?
Fly away!
They use an English word in a Japanese school.
Gasp.
上昇気流に乗ってグライダーで飛ぶことを
No,
ソアリングと呼んだ
I don't think they did.
Flying a glider by rising the air currents. Witchery! Bada! I kinda get it. On the other hand, I don't get it.
Okay.
So the aim of the club is to make and fly a glider.
そういうことになるな
So this garage is used for club activities after all. Even so, it's pretty spacious. I still say Aoi's
グライ
pretty
ダーって
derpy.
飛行機みたいなものなんでしょ自分で作れるものなの
Air conditioner turned off.
Indeed.
Hurrah!
Can you make an airplane by yourself?
あ
それは見せた
作れるさ それが人工物である以上、人に作れないものはないはずだが。
I have a feeling that's not what she's asking. However, Amane answered the question in all seriousness.
どうやって作るの？そうだな。
Well,
それを説明するなら実際に作ってみた方が早い。
hold on a moment, I said as Amane slurped up the last of the Neapolitan with extremely bad manners. But at least she likes my food. Wiping round her mouth with a tissue, she started rummaging through the desk drawer.
あれはどこに行ったかな。
You know, the thingy for the thing. Peeking inside the drawer somehow, I get the impression that Amane is a typical disorganized person. Amen. As I look at Ncjedi's desk.
Yeah, that I'll agree with.
You'll see a picture of this one day. Rather than being put away, it is more like they were stuffed in.
お、あったあった。これだ。
The thing.
Okay.
さあ、作ってみてくれ。
Without thinking, we glare at each other. Is this girl serious? I feel that manufacturing a glider is a bit different from a paper airplane. They are completely. Yay! I love the typos. Click.
Different things.
But for now, I'll try doing as she says. Using glue and a craft knife, I stab her and make my escape out of this trap.
できたわ。
All done. Mane takes the plane that Katori had made and takes a good look. Then she threw it. And then it disappeared.
And then it crashed into a wall.
20 people were killed. The paper airplane floated gently as it flew and landed near the wall. On the other side of the garage.
きれいにまっすぐ飛んだ。いい機体だ。
Katori seemed embarrassed at being complimented. How dare ye! Do you offend her honor? Shall I duel her? For your name, my mistress.
飛行機にはいろんな種類がある。ジャンボジェットや小型セスナ、戦闘機。そし
There
て
are jumbo
今
jets.
投げた紙飛行機。
Then there are mini jets. Then there are medium jets. And then there's economy-sized jets.
That's the one you threw. The economy sized.
それらはみんな同じ原理で飛ぶんだ。
Science? Paper airplanes and jumbo jets are the same?
Dun dun dun.
Wow.
ああ、原理は同じ。翼を使って空気に浮かび飛行する。
It's not explaining anything.
I thought that he doesn't understand the concept of lift, and I want to punch him excessively for it. Katori and I both tilted our heads in puzzlement. What? We both had a skeptical look on our face. I can understand that a light paper airplane can fly by riding the wind, but it's hard to imagine that a giant hunk of metal can float in the sky on the same principle. His science is bad. There must be some other method that allows it to fly. Try pixie dust. Mane is just gonna pick up some pixie dust and it's gonna fly away.
これをよく見てほしい。君たちが知っている飛行機とこの紙飛行機。違いはどこにある？
The size and the material.
人が乗るかどうかも違うわ。そうだな。あとはエンジンがあるかないかくらいか。 逆に言えばその他は同じだ。そこに飛行の原理がある。一般的な飛行機はだいたいこれと同じパーツからできている。
He doesn't understand lift.
まずは胴体、次に主翼、水平尾翼、垂直尾翼。
Science.
多少
Engineering.
突飛な形状をした飛行機でもだいたい同じパーツか、あるいは同じ役割をする別のパーツによって構成されている。
Oh, the flying wing. And she puts it like that. I guess she's right. I never paid that much attention to it, though. That's probably why you're stupid.
ところで飛行機がなぜ空気に浮くのか知っているかい？
Lift.
It doesn't float. It soars through it. You can't make an airplane float
揚力があるからよ。
unless you're you.
See, she's smart. Owie, step up your game. You're derping here.
そうだ。揚力とは流体の中にある翼に働く力のうち、流れの方向に対して垂直な成分のことを言う。
I looked baffled again, and Amani smiles a little and rephrases it.
つまり空気が翼を浮き上がらせようとする力のことだ。
Owie.
揚力はここ主翼によって生み出される。
Stick your hand out on the window when you're going up the highway and angle it upwards. You'll notice the air will push your hand up.
翼に前か
This
ら
is
風
pushing
が
against
当たる
as
と
it flows, and you'll be able
空
to
気
flow
は
through the air and
翼
fly.
の上と下に分かれて流れていくことになる。
I can just imagine the wing cutting the air like a blade.
この時翼の上側と下側で気流の速度に差が生じると流れの速い側の圧力が下がるんだ。ベルヌイの定理ね。
Corey's a lot smarter than you, Owie. I see why you went to a sports school. Standing beside her, I'm a little freaked out as she so easily comes out with the word like Bernoulli. Pay attention in school. What on earth's that? What?
授業で習ったでしょ。
See? Your school's bad then. You know, all we have in the United States is required courses. We didn't learn that at my school. Maybe.
だから飛行機の翼は上面の空気が速く流れるよう設計されている。上面側の圧力を下げるためだ。そうすることで相対的に下面の圧力が高まり、空気が翼を持ち上げようとするんだ。
The air lifts the wings up. It's a phenomenon that's hard to suddenly imagine. You saw it in the beginning of this novel.
You already knew what an airplane was. Good. I mean, you've seen pictures of airplanes online, right?
You saw a glider flying close to you, and it did not crash. It flew without an engine. So that's Bernoulli's theorem. Monty nodded as if to say yes.
それともう一つ、翼の上面を流れた空気は翼面によって下へ曲げられ、後方に吹き下ろしを生じさせる。
As she explains, Amani is drawing a cross section of the wing. Why you derpy owie? She's gonna keep you around just so she has someone dumb to laugh at. According to that, an airplane's wings are flat at the bottom and the top. The shape is like a mountain, so it seems like it's semicircular. Apparently the air on the upper side flows along and raised curved surfaces, then bends to flow downwards. As for the question of why the air flows along raised surfaces, it can only be said that is because of the nature of the air. Or so it would seem.
この吹き下ろしはニュートンの第三法則によって同じだけの反作用を翼に与え、 情報に持ち上げようとする。
This reaction lifts the wing?
重たいバスケットボールを地面に叩きつけようとしたら体がふわーっと浮く感じがするでしょ。それと同じことよ。
Does that mean when the wing drops in the air, the reaction causes it to float?
それら揚力が機体の重量を上回った時、
I want to read
飛行機
something
は空を
smart.
飛ぶことができる。たとえそれが総重量数百トンに及ぶジャンボ旅客機でもね。
Theoretically, that may be so, but I still couldn't imagine how enough of got. You're in a developed country. You're in a developed country. Japan's not some barren, whimsical land where they don't have infrastructure, media, or anything.
Airplanes.
You're in one of the largest economies on Earth. Your town just seems far from poor. And yet you seem new at the concept of aviation and aeroliners. Airplane could take off, could be created. There we go. Now you're starting to realize that if I've seen it worked, it probably works.
揚力を生み出してくれるこの主翼は飛行機が空に浮かぶために必要なパーツというわけだ。
Like, I feel like she's glaring at us like, this nitwit. I don't know if I understand or not. You don't. However, I understood the main wings are the most important part. I don't think you understood that
だ
either.
が垂直と水平と2つある。これらは空中で機体の姿勢を安定させるためについている。飛行機は空中に浮いているから地面に立つ我々よりもいつだって不安定なんだ。まっすぐ上を向いてるのが垂直尾翼。横方向の動きを安定させる。
One going straight up is the vertical airplane. Are we looking at this upside down? Why are we if we are? And if not, then you're wrong. It's going straight down.
主翼と同じ向きに横に伸びているのが水平尾翼。
We're gonna have some college student come and be like, guys, I have an engineering degree and I work at Boeing. You guys are nitwits.
But that doesn't change the fact that the thing's on the bottom and not the top. Like she just said, the thing's on the top. It's on the bottom.
Shh. They're Japanese. They can do what they want.
Let them say what they
こっ
want.
ちは縦の動き。つまり頭の上げ下げを安定させてくれる。これがないと紙飛行機もまっすぐには飛んでくれない。
I see. So that's why they have small wings on the tail.
そしてボディ。ここは飛ぶこととは直接関係がないな。
But if you don't have this, then there's nowhere to attach the wings,
以
man.
上が飛行機の基本形。
Or store the things that you need inside the plane.
これはずーっと昔ライト兄弟の時代から変わらない。
Since that long ago? But the Wright brothers were the first people in the world to fly a plane, right? The man that invented the boat. Boats still are meant to float in the water, so they still have to go by the idea of buoyancy. So nothing has changed since the very first one was made.
ライト兄弟は動力を積んだ飛行機で飛んだ最初の人たちだ。グライダーはそれ以前から飛んでいたぞ。
Hot air balloons. I always thought that the Wright brothers were the first to hot air balloons. It was an Arab in Cordoba. He was Moorish. It was the 12th century.
You talk to Vermani.
Science.
例えばそうだな、垂直尾翼を少し曲げて、それ。
The man in Cordoba, he didn't put a tail, so he just crashed. He lived. The plane that Amane threw curved gently as it flew, like a pretty butterfly getting hit by a bus.
さらに主翼のここの部分を少し曲げれば。
She bent the left and right main wings so that they twisted at the back. This time the plane twisted as it flew. Hey, that's pretty interesting. Seeing this, Katori started to adjust the tail plane on her own paper airplane.
見てて。
Full of confidence, Katori threw her paper airplane. What?
はあ。
Oh!
It did a beautiful loop-de-loop before landing. That's cool, it did a loop-de-loop.
面白い、この紙飛行機。
I want Jumbo just to fly like that. I will not fly on them, but it'd be fun to see people be like, ah! Katori and I both got really engrossed in adjusting the wings and playing around. Sometimes paper airplanes displayed some mid-air aerobatics. Other times they didn't fly at all and crashed into the ground. However, by trying it ourselves, we were able to get a real understanding of the role of wings. The fly. By changing the shape of the wings a little, you can make them fly in many different ways.
実際の飛行機には補助翼などの小さな翼がついている。それらを調節することで機体を操作するんだ。
They use hydraulic pumps. As she explained, Amani moved to the side of the garage. She then lovingly laid her hand on the glitter.
このグライダーにはエンジンはついていない。紙飛行機を大きく頑丈にしてコックピットを取り付けただけのものなんだ。
Katori and I looked at the paper airplanes in our hands. Imagine riding it and flying through the sky. This is just like the fantasies I envisioned as a kid. The glider in front of me was a real thing.
どうだ？作れそうな気がしてきただろ？
But it doesn't have an engine. Does it fly? How does it fly? Paper airplanes gain thrust by getting thrown by people.
風に乗って飛ぶんだ。
Don't we just have bigger people to throw them? Both I and Katori gazed at the white aircraft with the little blue
And the Hato.
and the Hato. That day we saw this flying from Windmill Hill. Riding the wind, that expression expresses it so perfectly, the way it flew so smoothly and calmly.
風に乗って。
Amane nods happily.
そして上昇気流に乗ってどこまでも舞い上がる。どこまでも？ああ、雲の上にだって行けるんだぞ。雲の上？
Katori looked at the aircraft with an expression of disbelief. I also couldn't imagine that this thing flying above the clouds, above. Have you been there? Above the clouds?
うん。それがな。
Suddenly, her mood drops.
組み上がったのがついこの間で、ようやくテストフライトにこぎつけたんだが。あの時だ。
Ah! Katori and I react by exchanging glances.
強度が足りなかったみたいで、 途中で主翼が折れてしまった。
Radical. Six people died. We landed right into the house.
危ないところだった。もし完全に折れていたら湖に落ちて死んでいたかもな。
Aww. As she spoke.
また作り直さないといけない。私は手先があまり器用じゃないからな。それと一部のケーキが故障してるのも分かったんだが、代わりの部品が手に入らなくて困っている。
Yeah. Groovy, man.
自分で作っちゃえばいいんじゃないの？
Katori said that's so easily at the school where things like this are taught. They have all the equipment you need to make anything, from a screw to an aircraft.
そうもいかなくてな。
Amane, with a troubled look on her face, took some broken parts from a drawer.
ダイヤフラムといって大気速度計に組み込まれている部品なんだが、特注品でこれを作った工場がとっくの昔に潰れてしまっているんだ。
Katori and I gazed at the parts of the palm in Amane's hands. It certainly looks like it was easy to make. If it's the kind of thing that can be made in the town factory, there might be something that can be done about it. Amane's eyes light up as I quietly mumble.
Her lies?
Her lies. We've seen through her webs of lies. She's an alien.
This isn't actually how love works.
本当か？
Ah, well. I don't know until I ask, but I know someone like that.
頼む。それがないと本当に困る
If
ん
I
だ。
don't have this, I'll be in a real fix. Okay, I'll try asking next time. I'll see him. Can I borrow this?
ありがとう。君に救われるのはこれで3度目だ。
Whoosh.
Her breath smells like Naples. Suddenly she gives me a full-on hug. We're even cheek to cheek.
ありがとう。ありがとう。
You could thank me once I've actually got it.
そういえばそうだったな。でもご飯のお礼も兼ねているんだ。だからもう一回感謝の気持ちを表させてくれ。
No, that's enough, seriously.
そうか？
You get no hugs. Katori was suddenly glaring at me. I wonder if this will really fly. Katori and I both gazed at the glider with the same look on our face.
ところで君たち、
Huh?
Question mark?
もしグライダーに興味があるのなら、その
See me fly away without you. The ball rugs interrupting Amane. Amane flinches in surprise and quickly turns back to us. If we're interested, what is it?
いや、いいんだ。忘れてくれ。
The French army! Oh. Somehow it seems she's avoiding something. The French army. Amane.
なんだ？
We've gone through many hugs. I believe you can explain to me what's going on. Oh. Can I come and see you again? We can go to my house and play my PS2 and play Jackson Daxter.
And if my heart had wings?
But that will have to be next time.
Goodbye.
For once I get the outro!